over the G20 championship to America. Chair, thanks very much. CFO, it is alleged that many SAPS officials would have benefited some few rands and few millions from the 260 million tender. Did you benefit?
No, Chair.
Otherwise, given a chance to solicit some benefits, you would?
I have never. And I will
It's
never.
just a matter of not getting the opportunity.
And I will never do that.
Okay, so I heard you are with the people from the risks management. Was awarding such a massive tender to a newly established company with no massive experience of that kind of work not a financial risk?
The tender was advertised, Chair. Companies competed, and the committee said to award this in terms of the rules of tender awards in this particular regard. There would have been requirements that those that would have tendered would have had to meet. So if the BEC and the BAC would have gone through that process and agreed that the tender...
CFO, pause there. The due process you are telling us, we know. And that due process does not mean that the department did all it can to ensure that a credible company is appointed. Hence, the internal audit arrangement has dismissed what you are telling us now, that there's been irregularities. The point I'm making was awarding such huge work to a company or a service provider that barely has experience into that work, not a financial risk.
It was.
It was. Thank you. Is it the reason the company was terminated for poor performance?
The company was terminated upon conclusion of the investigation that was sanctioned between the executive authority and the accounting officer and the irregularities that were picked up.
No. The minister in 2024 made an instruction that there must be a termination of that company based on poor performance. The program following that was a process program done by the National Commissioner, but a decision was there. So the question is, was it based on the basis of the capacity and the lack of experience that the company was unable to perform up to the expected standards?
I'm not aware that those were the reasons.
Okay. So you continued budgeting for the Pktt beyond 2022?
Beyond?
2022.
Yes.
We have evidence with us that the Pktt's existence beyond 2022 was irregular. What's your view on that? So did you budget for an irregular structure?
I'm not aware of any determination that has been put before us that post 2022 the Pktt was irregular. When such indications was made and I followed the evidence, I indicated that I immediately appointed a experienced person to conduct this assessment for me. I'm not aware. I have received indication from the accounting officer together with the operational environments that work is continuing on the Pktt and it requires to be supported. So I have sanctioned for such an assessment. Such assessment will then tell us whether indeed this is irregular. However, the person that I had appointed seem to have consulted the legal environment, and it is being recommended that let's allow the work of this committee together with the commission to conclude, then we embark on this particular process. I'm not aware, no structure has raised this.
So CFO, you admit here in front of us that you led a process of budgeting for a structure in SAPS whose standing, whose credibility is not known. You are not aware whether it's regular or irregular,
Nobody
but you
has,
continue budgeted
it
for
has
it.
not been raised or flagged by any assurance provider as irregular. And
But
there
the
is
minister
no-
said that
there
with
is no
us.
determination that has been conducted that I'm aware of that has declared the structure irregular.
But the minister said that to us.
I would not be in a position to then comment on that. We need to then have a thorough assessment that will give us an indication in this regard.
Okay. So, are you aware whether or not the term or the existence of the Pktt was actually extended beyond 2023?
As I indicated, Chair, I do not participate in the IMC structures. The National Commissioner, together with the project team leader, are in a best position to answer that. What comes to me is a process that would have been sanctioned by the accounting officer to say work is continuing and it needs to be supported.
Okay, I see that the budget patterns of the Pktt change from one year to the other and all that. There is no stable budget, or there is no stable tariff in terms of how you budget for the Pktt. What factors influence that?
It will be, the main factors would be the cost estimates that are submitted by the project leader. Obviously, they would have taken into account the work that needs to be done, that still needs to be done, the investigations and so on and so on. And they do estimates in terms of the numbers, if they need to increase the numbers or reduce the numbers. So we receive the cost estimates from the project team leader, having analyzed and assessed and took decisions in this regard.
You hold strong views that the Pktt must be deactivated. Why?
As a temporary structure, so that a permanent structure could be put in place. And from a budgeting point of view, it will make it easier for me to project, to budget, as well as to allocate resources that will support this team and to ensure accountability, so that there's a permanent head. Should there be a misuse of resources, I know, then there's a permanent head who must account for this. So it was purely from a budget as well as a resource management point of view.
Was the Pktt the most expensive task team within the SAPS?
Not necessarily.
It was not.
It was not.
Okay. Do you bill other arms of state when you have deployed officers to help in the work they are doing? For example, if Parliament is holding SONA, you deploy high-ranking officials of SAPS. Do you bill Parliament for that work?
There are events that would have been arranged by other environments, other departments, where a commitment letter, I will demand a commitment letter working together with the head of VIP protection or protection services, and those departments will then commit and we then do an interdepartmental claims. There is work that the VIP protection unit as well as the protection services is their mandate to then do. Events, policing in terms of issues of SONA and all those, this is the mandate of that particular program 5. But there are instances where other events where we do not have money, then there will be an agreement with the organizing department that there is a commitment letter. Post that event, then we then submit and facilitate an interdepartmental claim.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Honorable Sangoni, the baton is yours.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.